You know that feeling, right? When your emotions just feel like they're bubbling over, maybe spilling out when you don't really want them to.
Yeah, we've all been there, I think.
Definitely. So today we're looking at this really charming story. It's about clouds experiencing emotions.
Which sounds simple, but it offers some, well, surprisingly useful ideas for handling our own feelings.
Yeah,
Especially, when you feel overwhelmed.
right, exactly. It's kind of a unique lens. Our mission here is to unpack what this story can maybe teach us about dealing with emotions healthily.
Without getting completely swamped by them.
Okay, so let's jump in with Teary. She's our first cloud.
The weepy one?
Yeah, constantly crying, just pouring rain all the time, and she felt it was too much.
Mm-hmm. And that feeling, that sense of being too much, I think that's something many of us can connect with, right? When our sadness or worry feels just huge.
Totally. And maybe even a bit shameful, like you shouldn't be feeling it so strongly.
Absolutely. And the story shows that immediately with the other clouds, Pom Pom, another cloud, just blurts out, are you broken or something? You're leaking like mad.
Ooh.
It's blunt, probably not meant to be cruel, but it's harsh.
It really captures how sometimes, people react to strong emotions, confusion, maybe even judgment.
Exactly, that kind of unhelpful response when someone's being vulnerable.
It makes you feel even more alone. But then Gloomer arrives, the thundercloud.
Right, Gloomer. And he brings this brilliant idea, the feelings teapot.
A feelings teapot. Tell us about that.
Well, he used it himself, see,
Mm.
to hold his own big stormy feelings, thunder, lightning, the works, and he'd let them out, bit by bit.
Okay, so it's not about stopping the feelings.
No, not at all. It's about having a way to, manage the flow, a healthy outlet.
Yeah,
It suggests the emotions themselves aren't bad.
that's a key point. And Gloomer puts it really beautifully, doesn't he?
He really does. He tells Teary, tears are actually a kind of strength. You're not broken, you're just full. You need something to hold all that emotion.
Wow. That reframes everything. Tears aren't weakness, they're fullness.
Precisely. It flips the script from something's wrong with you to you have a lot to feel, and that's okay.
So Teary tries the teapot.
She does. She starts crying into it,
Yeah.
gradually.
And what happens is, well, it's quite magical in the story.
Yeah, as she lets the tears out slowly, the gloomy sky around her starts to clear up. A rainbow appears.
Ah, the rainbow. It's such a potent image.
It really is. Metaphorically, it's like when you gently release those pent-up emotions, you make space. Space for clarity, maybe even positivity.
Like the storm passes, and you can see clearly again, removing that emotional blockage.
Exactly. It connects to our own lives, suggesting that, bottling things up just keeps our inner sky cloudy. Finding ways to let things out healthily can bring relief.
Like a pressure valve, maybe?
Yeah, a little controlled release prevents a huge, overwhelming burst later on.
Then another cloud. Toby chimes in.
Right. Toby suggests all the clouds should make their own cloud-feeling teapots.
Which I love because it underlines how personal this is. It's about finding your way.
And doing it in a space where you feel safe, without judgment. It's not one size fits all.
It really makes you think, what's your feelings teapot? What works for you when you're feeling overwhelmed?
That's the crucial question for you, the listener, to ponder. It could be journaling, talking to someone, exercise, art, anything, really.
Anything that provides that safe container. And Teary's realization at the end, it really hits home.
What did she say again?
She says, I'm not broken. I just had so much to feel, so much to cry out, and now I feel so much lighter.
Ah, that lightness, that sense of relief, that's what processing brings.
Exactly. That feeling after you've acknowledged and, let out what you needed to feel.
So the core message here, it seems simple, but it's so fundamental.
Your emotions aren't mistakes.
Right. And crying or feeling deeply isn't weakness. It's about being human.
And being kind to yourself through that process. Self-compassion.
Instead of fighting it or judging yourself for it.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive, think about Teary and her teapot. Giving yourself that space, that permission to feel.
And to process those feelings in a healthy way that works for you.
It's not indulgent. It's actually really vital self-care.
Absolutely. So maybe the final thought for you is just that. What could your feelings teapot look like? What's one small way you could create a safe space to acknowledge and process your emotions, letting your own inner sky clear?